Welcome to Learning Unit number 2 of Nursing 402. In this learning unit, we're going to go over a lot of terms that are used in global health. And some of it can get a little confusing, so that's why there's a lot of different resources that are kind of helping you work through some of the terms. Even starting with a little picture here of a daily. So as you go through chapter 3 in Skolnick, you're going to be reading about dailies. And it can be easily thought of as this infographic, as this image depicts, of years lived with a disability. So, how many years has a person lived with a disability, illness, or injury? Along with, additionally, the years of life lost. So again, when we start talking about dailies, you're going to see a lot of sources of information that help you best understand a term such as that. So let's look at what we're doing here. The global burden of disease is it provides us with a tool to quantify health lost from many different diseases, injuries, and risk factors. And why do we need this tool? So that health systems can be improved and also health disparities can be eliminated. So we're going to talk about the global burden of disease by discussing how do we measure disease? And we're going to discuss dailies, which is disability adjusted life year, which is a way that we use to understand the overall disease burden. And there's going to be a video that's very helpful as far as it's also a way to compare different disease burdens among different countries. So we're going to be reading about and talking about low-income countries, middle-income countries, and high-income countries, and how the overall disease burden can really significantly differ. And we're also going to discuss the leading causes of death globally, and again, globally in different countries for both children and adults. And then we'll talk about how these causes of death have really changed over time. So we are discussing and describing the determinants of health. And there's a great video for that. And we're going to be able to define the most important key terms related to measuring health status and the burden of disease. And what are the leading causes of death and burden of disease amongst the different level countries? So the low, middle, and high income level countries really differs. So you're listening to this video. I like to call it Video Week because besides reading the chapter in Skolnick, in chapter 3, you're going to be watching videos. But again, they're solidifying your understanding. So it's going to take a little time for you to get through it, but please know that if you're confused after watching one of the videos, you can go on to the next, and then you're going to, at the end, I'm hoping, and I truly believe that you'll be able to put it together so that you can best answer the discussion board and the quiz. So let's pause. So I paused for just a moment, but coming back, as we've gone over the week 2 overview, you're watching this video. Now there's 2 other video presentations that I did in the past. So no, some of the information can be a little outdated as far as my examples. For the one video, I used the examples, of COVID-19. And while the information is still pertinent, please know that I have chosen to keep the videos because I think they best will help you understand the information. So these are 2 videos that I have made. And then we have a really good video on social determinants of health. And this is an introduction. And this will also help you to best understand all of the determinants of health. whether their lifestyle choices, whether their age and ethnicity, or whether where you live, work, and play. So oftentimes when we talk about the social determinants of health and not just the general determinants of health, we speak about education, and a financial status. So we're going to really look at this as the many different determinants of health. So this is an excellent video, and it just gives you an overview of how many things impact on health. Even the health systems in where we work, live, and play make a difference in the health outcomes. Here is the Daily Show. So this goes into calculating and looking at the disability adjusted life year and why we even want to do that. Now, the next thing will be a quiz, and this quiz will rely heavily on your readings in Chapter 3. There is no time set for this quiz, so whether you need 5 minutes to answer these 10 questions or whether you need 2 hours, it doesn't matter, but you do have to complete it in one sitting. That means when you click on to this quiz, you need to be ready to go. And we also have a discussion board. What I'm going to tell you now, as far as the discussion board, is that I recommend that perhaps after viewing the video, so maybe starting every learning unit with viewing the video, that you then go and look at what are the questions for the week? What are we going to be discussing? And you're going to see that for discussion board number 2, you're going to, after having read Skolnick and gone through our video week, you're going to answer the questions: as countries develop economically, what are the most important changes that occur in their burden of disease and why? So you're going to use death and daily data that we found in our Skolnick book as you're answering these questions. Okay? And they can be from countries that are progressing from low to lower middle income, or from countries that are progressing from an upper middle income to being considered a country that is high income. So you're going to be really needing to do those readings. So I hope everybody has their book. Please go through the readings, and then, once you've looked at the discussion board, then you can go back and start going through the other videos that I have posted and jotting things down. So first of all, I recommend you watch the video to see what we're going over. Then I would recommend that you get right to your readings. And then I would, or even before the readings, watch the video, look at the discussion board, what you're going to do, go to the readings, and then go to the extra learning activities that I have here for you. So I hope that makes sense. Again, clicking on to each learning unit, looking at watching the video, then going and checking out what is the discussion board for the week. Then I would probably go to my readings. And then after my readings, especially areas that I feel a little confused about, you probably will have a video or another source of information that will help to clarify it. So please don't just depend on the readings. Make sure you're doing the other videos, because especially this week, some of the content is difficult to process. So I know that you're going to need some help in it. So that's it for the week. And as questions come up, again, I promise you're going to really enjoy this course. This learning unit is probably going to be the one that you struggle with the most, But if you really understand the concepts such as daily and why we even capture this data and the differences that we see amongst countries, you're going to really then be able to, you know, progress through this course with a strong foundation. So give it what it needs, and then I promise it'll get more enjoyable as we go through. Thank you.